The only way you can free yourself from the shackles of your mind is by allowing yourself to let it be, right? The most powerful mechanism that you have within yourself is the power of letting it be, and by surrendering to the flow of life, right? Most people live their life unconsciously. They don't realize how much power they're holding back. And it's been made so to look like this, right? It's been made so that you feel like you have no power. It's been made so that you have nothing. And in order to get something, you have to invest in consumerism. You need to get the best clothes. You need to look the most fly in real life. You need to be having a lot of followers online, and it's all that bullshit, right? It's all materialistic. There's no real essence in those things. And what I'm here to say is that what you've been pushed towards is thinking that without any of these external things, you are nothing. Well, I'm here to tell you, you are not nothing, right? Everything you see online is to reinforce you that you are not enough. The reason they do this is because they want to hook your attention, and by hooking your attention, you watch more, and by you watching more, they make more money, and by them making more money, then profit. Yay, everything's going good. And so that's what they are trying to push towards you, right? They're trying to make you feel like you are powerless. Honestly, if you listen to them, right? If you listen to that and you subject yourself to that, of course you're going to feel powerless. There's nothing of essence in there. It's all of low-level consciousness trying to pull you towards what they're trying to feed you. You own a very powerful supercomputer right now, right? And it's your mind. It's literally in here. There's nothing else much more powerful than this, right? And what I've learned recently is that your subconscious mind has a lot of energy. It has a lot of power that people don't want you to know about. This is a whole supercomputer, and the more you know how to manage it, the more you know how to use it, the more you have control over it, the more you can use it towards your own sort of lens. You can use it towards your own benefit, right? And one of the things where your brain is the most vulnerable is when you're about to fall asleep, right? Here's a small little thing you can do right now. Think about what you did last night, right before you were about to sleep, right? Right before you're about to sleep. Most people probably on their phones, and sometimes me too. I'm not gonna go out and say, oh yeah, I'm better than you then, right? Because I think we all have our own flaws. But that being put to aside, what were you doing last night before you were about to sleep, right? Because that cycle, that window, right, before you're about to sleep, let's say 10 minutes or 5 minutes before you're about to sleep, that is the most powerful thing. Because when you listen or read or whatever you do in between that time, you watch a series or you listen to something, between that time your brain is the most vulnerable, and whatever you put in it, right, your subconscious mind will store it inside. That is like one of the most vulnerable states your brain is at. And when you consume content of within that range, right, within that time frame before you're about to sleep, that will be running in your head subconsciously, and you wouldn't even be, and you wouldn't even, what? And you wouldn't even, what? But, and you wouldn't even, okay, and you wouldn't even, oh my God, yo, I can't even speak right now. And you wouldn't even be able to compute what is going on, because everything is going on subconsciously. You're not really conscious of what's going on. You're just operating through this world subconsciously, right? And one of the examples I can give you, right, this tree up here, you see that tree? It has a lot of like fat spiders, and honestly, I don't like spiders. I'm not like afraid of them, but I just don't like them, right? And I'm afraid that something from above would just fall on my head and I wouldn't notice. Like, it would just go inside. Yo, that's crazy. I might just move away from it. Apologies for the side tangent, but what I wanted to say is whatever you put inside your mind, right, within that time frame, you will be more susceptible to attracting that sort of thing. So let's say you're listening to some music, or you're listening to some sad songs, or some TV show that is making you sad or something. The more you will attract, I'm not saying you will attract that scenario, you won't attract the lyrics that the songs is being sung, but you will vibrate at that frequency, right? You will vibrate at that level of consciousness, and you will attract things, right? Because you're a magnet. I'm not saying you're a magnet, you're a human, but you're like a magnet attracting things towards you. You will attract things in this world which are not of essence. You will attract things which vibrate at that same low level frequency that you subjected yourself to last night. What I do instead is I just focus on my breath sometimes, or I just read a book, right before I go to sleep. I read a book by, let's say, I read Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins, or I read Powerless Force. I read those sort of books right before I'm about to sleep. Or you can read a holy book as well. It can be any book that you want, but as long as you're getting that information, you're solidifying that information in your head, you will see that in a few moments, in a few days or weeks or months, you will see your subconscious mind changing and shifting, and your level of consciousness will kind of increase to, I wouldn't say a high level, but it will slowly but surely increase in levels, right? I don't necessarily say this too much, but if you found this video helpful, Be sure to subscribe. I don't really say this, it's kind of cringe, but thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.